Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the War in the Pacific Admiral Edition Let's Play series. This episode I'll be playing the 1000 Mile War campaign, or scenario I should say, and I'll be playing as the Japanese this time. So last episode, or last two episodes I believe, I played as the Americans and I successfully invaded both the islands Attu and Kiska. Now, I've never played as the Japanese side in this scenario, but last time I did notice that the Japanese were getting some pretty substantial naval reinforcements, so I was quite surprised they didn't really put up that much of a fight. So let's see. So right now we don't have really that many ships available. We have a couple of submarines, a couple of midget submarines, as well as bunch of auxiliary ships. And now I really wonder about those reinforcements. When can I expect those three carriers as well as the Musashi battleship? 37 days, so that would be, it's April 15th, so that would be May 22nd. And I believe the scenario runs until June 15th, so that gives me a little under a month to, well, possibly try to launch a counterattack when the Americans start invading. So let's see, what else do we have? So we have a couple of fighters over here, as well as some ground units. We have a naval HQ, in army HQ, air HQ, engineer battalion, some AA guns. Okay, so these are basically the standard base units. And oh wow, over here we have some tanks even. And quite a substantial force at Attu Island. And Kiska, smaller force, but we do have some planes. So we have some float planes. Now, do these come with bombs? Yeah, these do come with bombs, so I might be able to use those on some naval attacks. And a bunch of fighters over here. Okay, so let's see, how are we going to approach this? So it's basically going to happen, I believe we have something around 3 weeks, if I recall correctly, before the American landing forces arrive at Dutch Harbor. And usually, well, the best thing to do is to launch a immediate assault on the islands. At least that's what I do. I just have to figure out how the AI approaches this. Well, let's think for a moment. Now, because I'm on the defensive, I may actually try to... How about I try to use my submarines to lay a minefield around the islands. So let's start with that, and let's see what happens. Okay, so they're loaded up with 124 mines in total. I believe there should be a way to check the amount of mines. Now these are the mines that are actually in the waters around this base over here. But there should be a way to check the available mines. Well, can't find it at the moment, but anyway, So 124 mines. You will head to Kiska Island. There you will lay the mines. Then you will return and you'll auto disband as well. Let's see what else I can do. Got a group of 0 fighters here. Now, do I have any aviation support? I do have aviation support on Atu, so I might be able to transfer some planes over there. And I'm lacking a little bit of aviation support on Kiska. And here, yeah, I'm obviously I have my air HQ over here, which gives a huge amount of air support, so I'm perfectly fine here. These are all just, well, pretty much base forces. Well, how about I move a little bit of defensive forces to the islands already. And what about any ground reinforcements? Okay, so I do get a infantry battalion within 12 days, which I can obviously use to defend the islands. So, choices. How are you going to approach this? What's the total amount of assault value? Or assault strength, I should say. 101. And over here we have 117. Okay, so a little bit more on Kiska Island. Now what if oh no, these are static fortresses, so I can move them. These are a engineering unit, but they do have a bunch of aviation support, so I think I'll move these guys over to Atu, and then I might even transfer the 36 zeros with them. I think I'm going to do that first, and then I'll keep my infantry units that will be delivered within 12 days as a somewhat of a reserve, and maybe try to reinforce any island that might be in danger of getting captured. Okay, so I'll create a transport task force. Transport, where are you? Transport. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's AP is the one I should get. Troops. I actually don't know how many troops. Let me check that first. This one over here. So this one has 600 troop load. Okay, so it's not really that big of a unit. We should be fine then with one ship. Sort on troop loads. One ship, done. And oh, hang on, I have to, yeah, I have to put it on strategic move. That's right. If you're not doing a amphibious assault, you have to put all your units on strategic move, which takes about a couple of days. But that should make loading and unloading at friendly ports a lot faster. And I guess that will just be that for this turn. I'll quickly check. Yeah, we have a 1-day turn cycle. You know what? I might actually put it on 2 for now, because it takes 2 days to pack the engineering unit, and I highly doubt there will be anything interesting happening. Okay, so apparently some bombing runs, and they didn't do much. We damaged one of their planes. Okay, so from the very first turn the AI decided to bomb the islands, which is not really something I usually do. Wow, they're immediately going at it. Guess I'll really have to hurry up with the transferring of the zeros then. And instead you won't be training anymore, you'll be searching a little bit, I guess. No, I'll put you on escort and everything on combat air patrol. What's your ceiling? Well, I doubt these are going to be really effective against the bombers, but we'll at least these few turns we'll have to make do with what we have. And you will definitely be searching. And you will be searching this area. And I'll put 50% on search, show arcs, okay, which is basically nothing. And how about 100, which is still not very much. So I'll put the arc a little bit to the side. Yeah, I'll guess that will do for now. I don't think, did I check the air reinforcements? Aircraft replacement pools, no. Where am I? RD ground reinforcement schedule. Ground reinforcement schedule. Okay, that's odd. It's probably this one. So let's see. We got a couple of search planes as well as a bunch of bombers coming in the next 2 weeks, and these are, yeah, these are just all the planes that are accompanying the fleet. Okay, so we do get some more search planes and bombers as well. Great. So now you are probably in. Wait, hang on. Why are you not in strategic mode? That's weird. Oh, helps a lot if you select the right base. Okay, so you are in strategic mode. Start loading troops. And I'm going to select you. Verify load. Sure. Accept. And I'm going to send you to Atu Island, where you will unload, and then when you get back you'll auto disband. Okay. And for now, I'm just going to put this on a 4-day cycle. I'm going to transfer the zeros to Atu. And let's see how many got damaged. 5 of them, apparently. Okay. Still 31 operational. You are still heading to Kiska Island to drop your mines. And what do we have? Oh, we have a bunch of midget submarines over here. Okay. Well, I'll just put them in a task force then. Can't put them all. Well, I guess I'll make 2 task forces of 3 submarines. Okay, and you just hang around here if any ship decides to get in close. And apparently, yeah, they keep bombing me. So I'm wondering what will happen when they decide to bomb Kiska, whether my fighters will be able to intercept them and do some damage. But it seems like they aren't trying. Okay. No problem. So my submarines already on their way back. They dropped the mines. And I guess I'll just reload them back at the home base, and we'll do the same thing at Atu Island. Hey, so we do see a task force over here moving somewhere. A couple of cargo ships as well as a destroyer and a patrol boat. I believe that's a PG, is a patrol boat. So I'm guessing they're just moving supplies to Attic Island. Yeah, seems like it. Still bombing Atu Island, it seems. Well, they figured out that I have a fighter screener above Kiska, it seems, so they didn't even try to bomb that. You dock at the facilities. There should be some kind of auto selection for that. For some reason it never decides to dock at the harbor, but just starts unloading from at the beaches or something, which is obviously lots more inefficient than it should be. Okay, so new submine laying. Select everyone. Should be just a way to say, you know, select all. Would be nice. It does say show all, but this is just the ships to show. So it's not a select all ships. Okay. Second task force. Oh, so apparently I got a little less, a little bit fewer mines this time. So, are we going to wait until the mines reload, or are we just gonna send them on their way? There was a way to... I'm pretty sure there was a way to see the availability of mines. Right, here we go. So let's see, type 4 mines, type 93, choose this mine, available. So type 88 mines are apparently the ones that are being loaded on these submarines. So we produce around 53 or 35 each month. Well, so I can either wait a month and also drop around, I believe 120, something like 118 mines around Atu. But I'm just going to accept these mines, and I'm going to send you on your way. 82. We'll just see what happens. No big deal if it's a little bit inefficient. So you are still unloading, and you are just, you know, hanging around. I'll send you, you'll stop training, and I'll put you on escort duty as well as 100% combat air patrol. So you are unloading. I'll just oh yeah, I'll already set these up right. Well, I guess this is just now a waiting game, so I'll just you know, like last turn, I'll skip ahead a bit, and through the power of editing, it is now May 6th. So, small overview of the things I've done. I've actually transported my land HQ to Atu Island to give the island some extra support, because they were having a support deficit. I've sent out my submarines to form a, well, basically some sort of screen for the allies to run through. And as you can see here, the, well, basically the amphibious task force has set out. Well, it's moving west. I don't know which of the islands it's going to attack yet, but they will have to run the gauntlet with my submarines in place. So we'll see what happens when I'll quickly put the turn cycle back to 1 day, and we'll press end turn. Let's see what happens. So our submarines did catch one, and they missed. Destroyer trying to fire back at them, launching some depth charges. So let's see. So no hits on either side, okay. Seems like they did manage to slip through a little bit. So a couple of float planes trying to attack them. Well, one already got destroyed by flak, another one. These float planes obviously not as nimble as the well, the carrier dive bombers or the torpedo bombers. So they'll more likely be easy pickings for any anti-aircraft guns on these ships. Okay, so seems like they sailed out with another task force. So 4 different task forces. Well, this cargo ship may want to start retreating. Yeah, cancel unloading and start heading back to your home port. The base already has over 8,000 supplies, so these other 2,000 won't be needed that much. Still have some defensive mines in place in both islands. And let's advance again. Oh, they started bombing again. Apparently they didn't get intercepted by the fighters. And another naval attack. Still, they all missed, so no damage there. Another attack. Well, all they did was damage me, I believe. Yeah. Oh, the submarines got them. No, they got our submarines. Well, luckily nobody got hurt. Oh, so what were these? Are they... Wow, they're actually moving back east, back to Dutch Harbor. These guys are still making a move, probably on Attu Island. Odd that these are starting to head back. And these were the specialized assault ships as well. So wondering why that's happening. So our cargo ship got away. And, well, probably next turn they'll start unloading their troops on Attu Island. And we'll see if we can hold them off long enough to, well, basically to win this scenario by holding on to both islands. So a small bombing run, 4 airplanes. I'm surprised my Zeros stationed over here didn't catch them. Wait, what? Did they retreat as well? Seriously? They did retreat. Was this now? If this was just some kind of reconnaissance mission, I really don't understand why they would use cargo ships to do so. Okay. Wow, that's really strange. Why would they sail all the way up to my doorstep and then just, well, basically turn around? We'll see what happens next turn. Yeah, looks like they're still retreating. Are they scared of the, well, basically the submarine gauntlet or something? Well, they made it through, so I don't see why they would suddenly. Well, they basically made it through and then decided, well, you see, we made it through unscathed. Let's try that gauntlet again or something. I don't know why they would decide on that. Maybe they're just deciding to suddenly decided to wait on the support from the battleships as well as the escort carrier. Bit weird. Well, we'll see what happens with the, well, sometimes curious behavior of the AI. And we'll see what happens in next episode when we'll go through the rest of this scenario.